Hey, hey. Good morning, Stewart. How are you today?
Very well indeed, thanks, Antonio. That's a brilliant start. I like that you're getting very creative in the way you put it together.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So that's my intro.
Yeah, that's good. That's what it's all about. I see so many on here, and some would be like if I did it very basic,
Hmm.
but some, are getting very creative, and you're up there. That's what it's
Thank
about.
you.
Makes an
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah, definitely. So creativity is the key. And being on LinkedIn platform, we have to be creative content um creators in order to penetrate the market because LinkedIn is something that people think that it's just having a profile is it that is it, but it's not like that. LinkedIn is something that you have to nurture, you have to understand, and then with trial and error, you'll get to understand the platform and how best it could serve you. So with your particular niche market. So to me,
Absolutely.
LinkedIn is something that is so amazing. And in the Caribbean, unfortunately, we underutilize the platform to the best of our ability, but we are not limited anymore. With remote working, we are able to work remotely to any place possible that we could think about, that we could dream about.
Absolutely. You need to be the trailblazer for the Caribbean. How long have you
Thank
been
you.
on? How long have you been? How long have you been on LinkedIn?
Approximately 5 to 6 years.
Okay, and is it was it straightforward, or were there many people on it, and that you were connected with in the Caribbean, or how did you approach it?
At first, I approached it by typically underutilizing it like most Caribbean people. But then when I get to realize the essence of the platform, that you're not limited, you're meeting individuals, whether it be virtually or whether it be when it is you go to our next country, but you're meeting everybody on one platform all over the world. It's no other platform where you could go and search someone from India, search someone from the US, search someone from the UK. Facebook, they're telling you which part this person is from unless they put it on their bio, on their profile, what country they're from. So
Yeah,
it keep on getting better with Sales Navigator, where they implemented new features so that with the great reshuffle right now, we are seeing a lot of people who are transitioning to jobs that recession proof, that if catastrophe was to take place, that their job will be more secure than the previous job. So we want a platform like LinkedIn to always be updating us as to where our prospects, our clients, what job that they're in right now, what company that they left and they're working for presently. So these are the data that we would like to have in our pockets.
absolutely. I mean, the Navigator is just an incredible tool. I know you have to pay for it, but you get a lot of additional features with it, and I highly recommend everyone to go onto Navigator. Um,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
it is incredible. But at the end of the day, through this pandemic, we've all realized by working remotely that we can work all around the world virtually. You're
Hmm.
5 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours behind the UK. So it's very, very early in the morning for you at what, nearly quarter
Yeah.
to 7. But, we can talk, we can do business. And I found people on here that I do business with all around the world, from Singapore or America, everywhere. And
Everywhere.
it's the same for a lot of people on here. And they just think once they've built their credibility, leads come in. And you think, wow, wow. But if I wasn't on LinkedIn, they wouldn't come in. I'd just have to pick up the phone or do email marketing and hope.
Hmm.
But LinkedIn allows you to build your credibility, build your niche, because there's loads of people that do what you do, and there's loads of people that do what I do. I mean, there's so many LinkedIn coaches on here; it's incredible. But there's equally 820 million now on this platform, so
Whoa.
that's gone up since the last count, which is in October, which was 800 million. In January 25th or something, it went up to 820 million. It's LinkedIn data. That's not just made up facts.
Hmm.
So that just means, wow, there's so many people out there that you can work with, and people buy from people. So they might not like me. They might want a younger person. They may want a female. They may want someone from their own country. It could be anything. But you will appeal to people. But it has to be, well, why you? What's that extra bit that you can bring to the table? over and above Joe Blogs.
So
And
true.
that's all down to the profile then, and how you communicate what you do.
Yeah. And one thing that I realized on LinkedIn is that um, value over pricing any day. You know, sometimes you have a conversation with someone and they want your services, but you want to talk about pricing before you deliver value. And I will always go by the mantra that you must always value individuals, your clients, whoever it may be, your community, and then after talk about pricing, because you don't want to, they say in sales that you must try to qualify the prospect early o'clock to know that if it is that they are able
Yes,
to purchase your services, which to an extent might be great, but people always want to buy. And sometimes you may think that this person might not be qualified, but if it is that someone is getting a lot of value, somehow they will find whatever your price is to pay you. So if it is that we change our mindset and deliver more value, we will be able to accumulate a lot of clients that willing to pay for our services. So my message is to don't try to sell someone in terms of your pricing immediately, but deliver value and show how credible and trustworthy you are. And then after, when it is that you say your price, they would not budge in terms of paying that figure.
absolutely. I mean, many years ago when I used to sell Pepsi Cola and 7 Up and all these things into our largest supermarket chain in the UK, a company called Tesco, um, it was all about what we could do for them. So
Hmm.
ultimately, they're a shop. They want to sell things from bananas and apples to loo rolls to drink, and all the bits. And all they do, they buy it in, they mark it up, they sell it, they make money. So ultimately, all that they're not interested in my Pepsi, this new variant of Pepsi. They're interested in how much money they can make from it.
Hmm.
Can they satisfy their customers? Other customers are going to be really interested in that particular variant of Pepsi. And well, okay, well, we're putting it on the television, which was the big way to do it in those days. We're putting it on the television. We're doing all these promotions. We're going to help you in store by doing this. These are the benefits of it. This is the amount of money that you can make from it. Blah 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 blah. And then eventually you get down to the price.
Yeah,
Some of the the worst way to do it is to say, right, hey, great, we've got these Pepsi, we've got this great new variant. It's the same price. Blah blah blah
hmm
blah. I don't want another thing in my store. What do I want that for? No, well, I'll have it at half price. It's not about price; it's about the value, as you've said,
correct.
that you're offering, and that's what it's all about. It's the whole world has changed, and for the better.
Yeah, for the better, because we have the technology to be able to communicate with anyone, any part of the world. So it's like if it is that you was not tech savvy, you're forced to be tech savvy presently and going forward. It will even be worse where it is that everything will be modernized, opportunities, remote, having virtual presentations than actually going to the particular country and delivering a presentation. This new augmented reality, like if it is that you are there in the presentation, but it's just like a hologram there and you deliver the presentation, but you're basically in the comfort of your home. So
Yeah,
these are the things that we will be seeing a lot, and it will even be cost effective in terms of companies don't have to spend as much in terms of their overheads because they don't have to send you abroad now to go to a country, no hotel fee, no airfare fee. So it's saving a lot.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the successful companies moving forward will be those that embrace all these changes and embrace them quickly. You have to have the right staff. You've got to have trustworthy staff, but you have to be able to monitor the results as well, and that's all technology based now.
So
Uh,
true. Yeah.
it's incredible, and for me, I've started when I started a business up, 26 years ago, and in order to find out who I could sell what I was providing to, I went to a library, I went into a directory, and I thought, right, okay, these companies, they well, I've worked for companies, and I thought, well, if they're turning over, say, £10 million, they may be interested in this. So I found a directory that listed companies between 10 and 100 million pounds of turnover. I thought, right, I'll market to them. Where are they? Went through it, wrote it down, got the telephone numbers, rang them up, sent them stuff in the post. And you just sort of went that way. And it was real hard graft. Excuse me. And it took a long while to get it going. But it did. And then you built the trust and you move forward. But now it's digital.
And for business professionals right now, LinkedIn, right? What LinkedIn can do for someone who wants to grow in terms of personal branding and in terms of their business itself. How LinkedIn come in this play with technology being fast track.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I was very ambitious when I suppose I'm still ambitious, but when I was really young, I was always after the next big job, and I worked my way up to selling Pepsi and stuff into Tesco's. I was the youngest of, there were 100, they called them national account managers in those days, but there were 100 of them doing all the different supermarkets and things in the UK. I took the top job, the highest profile one, and I was the youngest by quite a few years. There were some support staff that were younger than me, but I took it on and I made a great success of it because I wanted it, and I was just doing
had
things
that passion.
It's basically what it is. Yeah, and that's fantastic. And now the world is all digital. LinkedIn is the best way to build your profile up, and it's how you build your profile and how you use the features on there. Because before it was, you wanted a new job or you wanted a new lead or whatever, you saw somebody, you tried to get on with them as best that you can, and you have a very limited amount of time to get your credibility and your ability over. But people can see us here. They can immediately, they'll check any decision they're making. They'll check you out on LinkedIn. They'll Google. LinkedIn will come up. They'll check you out. Do you look credible? Don't know. Depends how well your profile is set out. And if they go on it and they think, wow, look at that feature. Well, that's clever. I've never seen that before. Oh, they must be really savvy in what they're doing. And so, it's one of those things we always say, you need to have a fully optimized profile. It's not just having all-star status. Well, obviously that's a start. But then you have to embrace all the other features and differentiate yourself through those features. Because if we're both, you and I are selling the same product, they'll go onto both of our profiles, they'll look at them and they'll think, yeah, they can both do it. That's quite interesting. And they drill a bit more, then they ask you some questions about it, and it's all done for you. And LinkedIn are helping you. They have brought out so many new features already this year. It's just astounding. And there's all sorts of rumbles from the people that know, because it all starts in America first and then it gets rolled out. But it's fair enough. That's sort of where it started. They test it. So they're testing all sorts of things at the minute they call it beta, just making sure it works. Because anything they do, they can't just say, right, now everyone is on creator mode all around the world, all 820 million profiles. You imagine you're running that computer and 820 million, okay, let's say only 100 million, because there's a lot of inactive people, but let's say it's 100 million. Click, and they start to upgrade the features. Imagine what that's doing to the hard drive on the mainframe, what it's actually doing to the computer. It'll overload, and it will crash, probably for days, weeks. So they roll it out it's randomly. It's all done. Okay, it starts in America, but it is random who gets it. Some of the big influencers might get it in the first wave, then they might not get it until the last wave next time. And it's all random. But they test it, and then things that aren't working very well, they tweak. And one of the minor things they've done, I don't know if you've noticed, on on endorsements. You used to have to, if I wanted to endorse you, I'd go to endorsements and say, click. How do you know this person? Have you worked for them? Did they work for you?
Yeah, that was like,
oh, God, that's one of them. Then you realize, actually, I can just go delete, on that bit, and I can just endorse. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
quick. And they've realised, yeah, we don't need to know that bit really.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of that whole functionality. That releases a load of working space within LinkedIn's computer. So now all you do is press endorse, but it's endorse, endorse, and you just go down the list. But it's not
Yeah.
right. It's not working properly. So when you go down, you might have, you can have up to 50, but let's just say you've got 25 additional skills outside your top three. And you think,
Mm-hmm.
right, go on, then I really want to support you because you're new, you're really developing, and let's try and get these up for you. So I'll help you out. So I'll go endorse them. Go down, you get to about 6 down, and it'll stop. Oh no, got to go back up to the top. All skills. Go back, do 2 or 3, and the default because it's not right yet.
Yeah.
But equally, that's a fairly minor one, but it's not rolled out to everybody yet. But those that I've been on this week, it has been, and it's it's just a typical thing that you can't make everything go live straight away. It just won't work.
So true.
Too much.
And I would say endorsement is awesome, but you see the testimonials of people giving a feedback about you in terms of the service you provide or in terms of the individual that you are is most important. Sometimes you may see about 3 recommendations or 4 recommendations, but I find that the more recommendations you get is the better. Recommendations should be in 20s, 30s, 40s because people always like to go and check the reviews of someone or a product, just like Amazon. We will go on Amazon and we will check a product, but we will read the description, which is one thing, but we will go on the reviews, on customer reviews, real reviews, that we could see now how effective this product really is. So if it is that I want Stewart services, I now will go on your profile, check you out, watch your content, and then now I will watch your recommendations to see what people have to say about you. And that now might be my last straw where I'll be like, yes, I will accept Stewart services. I will reach out to him. I will take his LinkedIn course training, and I believe that I'll be in the right hands. So I will tell anyone recommendations, try to get it up and always have at least every 3 months have a recommendation, because you don't want to have a recommendation in 2021 and we in 2022, despite that being February, but you want to get something obviously for the new year. So at least every 2 to 3 months,
No,
get new recommendations.
that really is great advice. It's very important because that's your credibility, and
Yeah.
they have to also be, because some people go, my Lord, they haven't had any for 5 years, but they're not even doing that anymore. So they have to be actually current to what you're doing. And you don't have to have them all on, because you can select them. So you can effectively mute some. And because generally people will go on and they'll look at you for probably 2 or 3. Sure, if it's between you and I, and they've read the first 2 or 3, yeah, they're both similar, I'll read a bit more. But generally, people just read. It's like on Google, you very rarely go to page 2. It's all on page 1. So it is the most important thing on there. Given what I do, I'm pretty poor on it. I really do need to. I've had people email me, and I've just thought, fantastic, thank you very much. And it's not even Stewart, for goodness sake. Ask them to do a recommendation. Just send them the link and cut and paste what they put in the email to you, thanking you, and just say, could you put that on for me? So, given what I do, I think I'm very poor at it, and it is vital. It really is important.
Yeah, it really is vital. Yeah, because it's just, if it is we want to compare it, let's compare our recommendations to Amazon reviews. It's basically the same thing. It's just that one Amazon is more of products and LinkedIn is more of services.
Absolutely. And they've launched a new one, so an embellishment to the recommendations, which is in the service section, which is like 5-star reviews. You have to go to the services section and click in, and you can have, I think it's up to 20 recommendations, again from customers. It's the same, it's a similar thing, but it's just another area that if people do click into your services section, which not everybody utilizes, but if you click into there, you've then got a load of 5-star reviews as well. So it's a bit like your Amazon thing. You've got it on 2 levels. So that's a great feature they've put in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that what more can you want? You know, if somebody that you have served and helped them out and provided a great service for them says that was brilliant. I really like working with Antonio because of, and this is what he delivered. Well, decision's done. Antonio's the man. Off you go.
Yeah.
It really is important. They made quite some other minor changes as well. In the
And what are some of the new features right now on LinkedIn that most people will be fascinated by?
I'll go with a couple of little ones first of all, which are just tweaks that people may have seen. You know, on creator mode now, they list your last 6 posts. They've now gone to 4, which is fine. But you now get more. You get more lines, and you get your title of your post in there as well. So it says more about the post rather than just a long list of 6. It's 4, but there's more detail. So that's quite a clever little tweak. The about section has also, it used to be the top 3 lines that were vital, and you had to provide your hook in there to get people to hit see more. It's now 4 lines, although I think it's still 3 on mobile, but on desktop it's 4.
It's 4.
So
Okay.
Again, you need, it says 4 lines. 4 lines, that's 3. 4 lines. Need to be absolutely drawing people in, and it's sort of asking a question in there. So they click more, they go in, they see the rest of your about section that's all nicely laid out, lots of white space, punchy, and I think that's good. They're sort of fairly minor ones. There's a few others that you've done that you will notice, but I think the biggest things they've done is live that we're doing now. So that's fun. If anyone at the moment clicks on and goes to have a look at Antonio or Stewart, on our banner, lovely bespoke banners, they're now us. It's just showing this, which is a bit, whoa, hang on, that's a bit techie. So that's a fun thing.
That is really nice, yeah.
And I have to say, the thing that I really like, let me get the terminology right, is the audio events. So that is a bit like Clubhouse, but it's the LinkedIn version. It's currently on test, so it's on beta. It's in the US at the moment. I've been on quite a few of them. It's a lot of fun. I'm told it's complicated to set up at the moment because it's in beta. So in Clubhouse, it's 2 or 3 clicks, and while we're talking and we're all chatting around. It's something like 10 or 12 at the moment steps to go through, but it will be fine tuned. So don't worry about that. The actual process of it is fantastic, and you sit there and you've got the host, and then you can have up to 17 people. I call it on stage. If they want to speak, they put their hand up, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's really interactive. And one of the good things somebody said, if you're not in like what you consider to be your brand, if you like, so I'm blue shirt. If you're not on brand, that's fine because it just shows your wonderful LinkedIn profile picture. So that just comes up. So you can be sitting at home. You don't have to set up in your studio, but you can still contribute to this, and it really is fun. I think that's going to be really big.
One question: when it is like how Clubhouse and Twitter have their audio version, but when it is on the audio version on LinkedIn, could you navigate while in a conversation, or do you have to be full in that conversation and you can't come out of it?
No, so you can. So I was on one last night, so you can listen to what's going on, and then you can click on Antonio's picture. It shows a little round circle of you, and it has your first 2 bits of your headline, and you can click and you can send a message to. So I could send a message to you while we're in that chat, while that conversation is going on. Okay, I'm not on stage talking, and you could be a 2nd or a 3rd degree connection, but it allows you. It doesn't take up any in-mail credits. It allows you to communicate to a 2nd or 3rd degree connection, which is pretty cool. So that's a good bonus feature. And did you know with in-mail as well that you only get allocated so many depending what tier of product you have with LinkedIn. If you get a reply, they credit you. You get an in-mail back, which is quite good of them. I like that idea because it's all about. It's not just send it. Because oh god, this morning I had a few of them, and just they're salesy, not interested, not interested, not interested. Now that also sends a bad message to them, which LinkedIn pick up on, that it's sort of spamming, but obviously they've only got so many emails that they can do it on. But that doesn't do your reputation any good, you know. But by the time people get to saying, well, Stewart, would you be interested in this? I've probably had half a dozen conversations with them. I've probably done lives and goodness knows what with them, because you've already built your credibility up. Somebody just comes in, oh, hello, we're connected. Will you buy this? No. Sling your hook. I'm not interested. I don't know anything about it. Why would I? You know, somebody knocks on your door. We have a bit of that in the UK. You know, people selling their wares or whatever on the street. And, all you're trying to do is say, no, go away. And that's what happens on LinkedIn if somebody comes straight in with a sale. No, go away. I'm not, even if I want it, no, go away. I already have qualified people on here that I'm considering that I might go with. You know, it's interesting.
I think it have quite few people on LinkedIn that try to sell one time, and that is so of a turn off that if it is they understand how it is that they are making themselves not be credible, it is something that they have to really sit down and think about before executing. I think the best approach is to engage in your prospects posts, right? Understand them and don't try to sell immediately, but try to show that you can add some value by engaging in the post with a valuable comment, learning about them, and then after you could ask some necessary questions to see if it is that they may be interested in the product or service that you have. Don't try to sell them, but try to find out what are their needs and see if you could provide a solution or solutions to their problems.
Yeah. No, without a doubt, I quite agree. It's all about solution solving, and you have to have credibility to do that. You know, I can go on to, I come across all sorts of profiles and I look at them and I think, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Wow, and they do that, really? That's terrible. Oh, they need to do, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll email them. Right, okay, just to let you know, really, you know, you've got a great job, you're doing really well, your profile's rubbish. I think you should do this, you should do that, you're just not credible. Well, they're going to go away. Who the hell are you? You know, but if you've engaged on their posts, for example, and when you reply, not just awesome post, you know, great post. I like the way you've covered this area, and maybe you could consider doing whatever from your side of things. Okay, he seems to know about his topic, but you know, you build that up over weeks, months, years. You know, I've had people come back to me and who I haven't had any dealings with for one particular guy a couple of weeks ago, probably 4 years, I think, since I spoke to him. Oh, I see you've changed things around, Stuart. You're now really into LinkedIn. I said, well, yes, I did. Yeah, you're a real influencer in that. I said, no, I'm not. I sort of understand it, but he said, no, I've seen some of the stuff you do. It's absolutely fantastic. But he's a sleeper, so he's somebody that goes on because you don't when you get views on your posts, you know, whether it's 100, whether it's 1,000, 10,000, whatever, it doesn't give you a long list of who viewed it. All you get is anyone that's interacted, so the likes and the comments. But he was one of those sleepers, and I didn't know. Obviously, we don't know, but it's great because you're gradually building up your credibility every time you do a post or have an interaction or do a live. You know, you're building your brand.
Correct.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's all about brand building.
I'm really excited about one feature. I think live is good, but there's one we chatted to about it before we came live, and it is the bell. And the bell is a game changer as far as I'm concerned. Because the difficulty was, even if you're active, like you and I are on the platform, your feed is, you can get a lot of stuff in there that you're not interested in. I know you get an ad every sort of, I think it's 4 or 5 posts now you get an ad. That's fine. That's how LinkedIn make their money. That's how LinkedIn can add all these brilliant features, and may they keep doing that. And some of those ads are actually pertinent and useful for you.
Yeah.
But there's various ways you can manipulate the feed, which I like to do, so I get certain things in. But now it's made easy. Oh my lord! We have just underneath your banner on the right, there's a little bell.
Mm-hmm.
The odd thing is, it's being rolled out around the world. The odd thing is, you can't see it on your own profile. So you think, oh, I haven't got the bell yet. Oh dear. But if you go onto somebody else's profile, you can see it. And if let's just say I'm in the same room as you, Antonio, and we
Mm-hmm.
go into your profile and you have a look at me, you think, oh, he's got a bell. Oh, but I haven't. But if we go onto my profile and look at you, you'll see you do have a bell.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the bell do? Well, the bell has two functions or two levels of function. You click it, and if I do that on you, which I've
Mm-hmm.
done, but if I do that on you, I get to see I get a notification on every post that you put out there. Or you can click it so that it stays white, and then you get to see the top posts only. And it gives you a little banner on it so you can change it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I think I mentioned last time we were talking, the legend Anthony J. James that does sort of 40 plus posts per day. If you
Oh.
see every one of his, all you're going to see is Anthony. So you just want to do his top posts.
Mm-hmm.
But and you can unclick them as well. You can go back in and say, no, he's really gone a bit. No, I'm not really interested in the way he's changed. He might have changed his role. It's now not relevant to me. So you can unclick it. So that's fine. But what you don't know is who has clicked it.
Yeah.
For me, you go into your target audience, which you can do on Navigator or just search around anyway, and think, right, okay, here's 10 customers that I'm really interested in getting in. These are the key players in those 10 companies. Right, I'll click their bell. So automatically I get a notification when, once a month or whenever it is, this person does a post and I can interact with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing salesy, we're just adding value and saying hi.
Yeah.
And you build it up that way. What a brilliant feature.
Definitely. And that's a game changer feature because, as you rightfully said, that sometimes we are lost in posts that we don't want to see. So we have the opportunity now in terms of the decision makers that we want to reach out to, whether it be a month, 2 months that they do a post. We could click that bell so we see that post and we could engage and say, hello, how are you? How everything? Just following up. And it's something really, really interesting. And LinkedIn has brought out a feature which I believe that will be definitely a game changer for
100%.
users on LinkedIn. Yeah.
100%. And obviously, if you get things in your feed that you really don't like, whether it be mindless polls or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you can unfollow that person. So you don't get anything coming into your feed. So if you do get really annoying things, then you just think, well, it's just not relevant,
Yeah.
Rather than disconnect with them, you can just unfollow them.
Mm-hmm.
So they can
But
still
there
see
still
your
be a
stuff.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You they still see your stuff, but you don't see their stuff by
Yeah.
unfollowing them. And that can be useful for people.
Mm-hmm.
But to
Understand.
me, the bell, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So, Stuart, I must say it was a very great conversation, talking about new features on LinkedIn. Hopefully we can have, conversations like this, always updating the audience in terms of
Absolutely.
LinkedIn and how they could penetrate using LinkedIn in terms of meeting the decision makers that they want to and leverage in terms of gaining traction with their leads.
Absolutely. To me, I think it's all about how you portray the additional benefits that you bring along. That's the real
Yes.
skillful bit. A lot of people, I've over the last couple of weeks, I've spoken to some people and they're brilliant. When I get to talk to them, they're telling me all this stuff. I'm thinking, wow, okay, you're a real sort of legend in what you do. I don't see any of that on your profile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got, yeah, but it's different. Yeah, but it's a bit embarrassing writing about yourself. Well, yeah, I guess it is. For some people, it's just too daunting. They can't do it. So that's when people like myself step up and say, right, okay, let's have that initial chat. You get the chat through and think, wow, okay, we can really elevate your profile and make
Hmm.
you, as I call it, the obvious choice, because you've got so much more to offer than just the service.
Correct. Yeah.
It's true. That's a whole new session, I think.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, definitely.
So I thank you again for your time and inviting me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I just imagine the beautiful sunshine where you are.
Yeah, and birds are chirping right now, so
Exactly.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
We do have a semi-blue sky this morning, so it's not too doomy gloomy in the UK. And I think it's actually we've got a strangely warm day of about 14 degrees. It's normally about 8 at this time of
Okay.
year.
Yeah. All right. So you have a great one, Stuart, and
Yeah,
you
Jim.
know, we will catch up on our next LinkedIn Live.
Absolutely. Take care, my friend.
All
Bye,
right.
Antonio.
Bye, my friend.
Bye. Bye.